We have a lot going on with property taxes right here, right now with the Tarrant Appraisal District. I need to give you an update on this stuff. It is exciting, kind of like a car wreck is exciting. It's the kind of excitement nobody wants, and I'm right in the middle of it. Oh my gosh, it's something else. I want to give you a little bit of a recap of how we got to this point and everything that's happened up to this point. There's too much for one video, but I'm going to attempt it here in a nutshell. Okay, so let's rewind all the way back to June 30th of last year. Everybody found out about the false allegations that were being made about me. There were complaints filed against my tax consultant license by an executive at the appraisal district named Randy Armstrong. Randy Armstrong is the guy ultimately responsible for the valuation of your home. He's the head of residential appraisals. If you don't like what's going on with the valuation of your home, then he's the guy in charge at the appraisal district for that. Well, he filed complaints against me, and it was obvious that they were bogus. I came out with all of the complaints. They're on my blog if you want to see the exact complaints and my rebuttal to everything. It was obvious that they were fraudulent, and over 300 of you guys showed up on June 30th of last year demanding justice and demanding that they cut out this activity and hold the executives accountable out there. And how were you thanked for your support of holding that government accountable? They locked you out of the building. They locked you out of the meeting. They locked out over 300 people that showed up in support of justice and doing the right thing. You were forced to sit outside in the 100-degree temperature as they rearranged their agenda to make everybody wait as long as possible before they could address the board. They didn't make accommodations for handicapped or elderly people, and you sat there and waited. And at that meeting, they promised that they would have more accountability, more transparency as it relates to how the board is interacting with the appraisal district. And I'm sad to say that up to this point, we just haven't seen those things materialize. Because, and just to give you more of a recap, on August the 12th, we found out that the state investigation for those complaints, it concluded and it revealed what we all knew, is that there was no evidence of a violation. I didn't do anything wrong, and the state investigation proved that. Then on August the 12th at the appraisal district board meeting, they were supposed to reveal the consequences for the executives in their role of those fraudulent complaints. The chief appraiser got a 2-week unpaid suspension, and the second in command, the guy that actually made the complaints, he only got suspended 1 week. Everybody thought he got a 2-week suspension, but it came out just about a month ago that it was actually just a 1-week suspension, and it just boggles my mind. Here's a side story of something else that happened at that meeting. There were a handful of people that stood up and made outbursts during the meeting. While I was talking, there were disruptive people in the audience that accused me of fraudulently signing their name on these government documents. It looked weird because it looked like there were just kind of like a bunch of homeless people that had a clean pair of clothes on or something like that. It was really odd. And it was odd that it was all happening on that day. Well, as it turns out, I later did open record requests and found out that the people that were standing up making these false allegations again, they filled out their public speaker cards saying that they were from Oklahoma. And, you know, they weren't Tarrant County residents, didn't own Tarrant County property. What happened is somebody paid those people to go to that August 12th board meeting and cause trouble. They were trying to change the narrative with all the news cameras in town present at that meeting. They were trying to shift the focus on me like I did something wrong. Anyway, it's unbelievable. There's still some things happening with that that have yet to come to fruition. But here's the point. In future meetings, we should have had something on the agenda at the appraisal district to address the fact that they botched the meeting and had all these people waiting outside, and the fact that they let these people from Oklahoma stand up and make these false allegations and disrupt the meeting without consequence. But none of those things have been addressed yet. And then in November of last year, at another appraisal district meeting, the good guy on the board of directors there, his name is Rich Diot. He said, you know what? There's an issue that I wanted on the agenda, but the chairwoman would not let it on the agenda. And that issue was the revelation that there was a secret report. The appraisal district was trying to keep this. He revealed that there was a report that the appraisal district was trying to keep secret. And he said when he read that report, it looked to him like it revealed criminal violations of official oppression. And the board was trying to keep that secret. He said, look, you didn't put it on the agenda so that we could talk about it in an appropriate way. So I'm proposing on a future agenda item that we discuss releasing that report. Guess what? It still hasn't made it onto the agenda. And actually, in that board meeting in November, the chairwoman admitted to breaking the board policy by not honoring the other board members' wishes by putting stuff on that agenda. And so here we are today. Where are we at today? Actually, I'll have to start earlier this month. I have had enough. Enough is enough. We've got to see change out there, and it's just not going to happen if me and you don't stand up and demand it. And so that's what I did. I stood up at the Keller City Council meeting earlier this month, and I said, Keller City Council, the Tarrant Appraisal District is not listening to me. They're not listening to the 300 people that showed up demanding for transparency and accountability, and they are doing everything they can to avoid issues that need to be dealt with. And the reason they are is because they know that we don't get to hold them accountable. We don't get to vote them in. The people that vote them in are the people on the school boards and city councils. The Keller City Council is the entity that gets to hold them accountable. And so my job as a citizen is to go to the city council in Keller and say, hey, I need you guys to consider holding the chairwoman out there accountable. Let's get her recalled and get somebody else in that chair position that's going to address issues head on, assemble the agenda in the right way so that we can start to see some positive improvements down there. And the Keller City Council responded. It's on their agenda tomorrow to vote on potentially recalling the chairwoman. Now, they can't do it alone, but they get to start the ball rolling. Keller City Council is the example of what a government does when they listen to the people that they represent. They listen to the citizens and taxpayers. They're taking up this issue. They're going to discuss it. They're going to vote on it. And if they vote to recall the chairwoman at the appraisal district, what's going to happen is that will cause the appraisal district to have to send out a broad vote to a handful of different taxing entities, including the Commissioner's Court, to say, hey, Keller says that we should recall the chairwoman. What do you say? Vote on that. And then they get to vote. And at that point, we'll find out if the chairwoman will be recalled. Hopefully it goes to that extent. We're going to find out tomorrow. And so here's what you can do. You can email the city council in Keller and just express your support, express your gratitude that they're taking this issue up. We want to be polite to them. We don't need to be ugly. We need to express our appreciation for them to the fact that they are listening to taxpayers and citizens and taking issues up like this. And so if you don't have time, it's no big deal. We don't need to pound them into submission or anything like that. No big show of force, just show of support. And so if you get the opportunity to do that, I think it's great. Also, I want to say this. I would not be able to do what I'm doing right now if it weren't for the people that buy and sell houses through us. And I say that because it's just the truth. You don't owe me anything. I will help you and I will protest for you, and you don't have to pay me a single dollar. But what I'm doing costs a lot. The only way I'm able to fund this is because the people that come and buy and sell a house using our company, that's what funds everything. And in this time where the real estate market is crazy, it's up and down and left and right, and you hear all sorts of crazy stuff on the news, you need an expert that can help you navigate through these waters, and somebody that you can count on and trust. And you need to know, in our organization, the buck stops here. I have a team of expert realtors that I personally train, and I'm involved in every single transaction, overseeing. And if there's ever a problem, I'm hopping right in, and we're taking care of business. Our results speak for themselves. We got nothing but 5-star reviews. And there are some people out there saying, hey, you know what? Don't need to buy or sell a house, but I want to support you. And I have started to accept donations for that, just because I realize that what I'm doing here is far bigger than any one person can tackle alone. And so I couldn't do what I'm doing if I couldn't fund it. You don't owe me anything, but if you want to join in this mission, then I would be very grateful for your support. Just go to chandlercrouch.com/donate and you can donate there. All right. That's about 10 minutes of me talking as fast as I can to give you these updates. Thank you so much for your support. I truly appreciate it. I hope that we can take the issues that have landed on my plate and landed on me personally to leverage those issues in a bigger way to help more people and to clean up the system once and for all. And as long as we continue to have these issues, I'll be right here fighting to make it right and do what I can to be part of the solution here. Thank you so much. Live in the best county, the best people on earth. And I truly appreciate your support. Have a great day.